Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Coaster Spotlight. Today we have a wide variety of coaster blueprint creations, so stay tuned and let's check them out. All right, welcome back, everybody. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. If you guys are new here, be sure to smash that subscribe button. If you end up enjoying the video, leave a like. We currently have a dueling coaster contest going on, so if you're not a part of the community, get into Discord now and check out what all the people are making for this contest and participate yourself. And with that said, if you guys enjoy the show and everything that I do here, please do consider supporting it further through the Patreon program. You can find the links down below. With your support, I am able to do more of these contests more frequently, and I would love to get some more out for 2020. So if we can get some more patrons, that would make the process absolutely doable. The three creations that we're going to be looking at today are from our patrons. It is the first week of the month, so if you do become a patron, you will get priority spotlight at the beginning of the month every month. And that brings us to our first patron of the day, Lycan, created by Death by Suplex, one of our silver patrons. And here they say, hey Johnny, here's my newest creation set in a castle theme with head chopper moments in various versions. I did try to get a cleaner entrance for the sign and the coaster to line up, as that was your main feedback from my previous submission. Any further advice or suggestions would be appreciated so I could chip away at moving up in the ranks. Thanks for all that you do. And about the coaster, the Lycan have tormented the village for ages upon ages and working at tearing down the castle walls. Climb aboard as you are the terror besetting the townsfolk as you ride the Lycan. Experience several near-miss elements, head-choppy moments, and spine-tingling inversions. Let your inner wolf howl. And he wants to give a shout-out to Chapsol for making the custom font that he used to create his sign. Very cool. All right, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a closer look at Lycan. Here we go. Very nice lighting right off the get-go. Let's take a closer look at the stats and talk about the art stuff later. It is a floorless werewolf coaster, kind of suiting to the story. I like it. Green across the board. There's a look at the rest of the results. Anything that stands out here. G-forces are all pretty good. Number of inversions 6. Almost 1,000 meters in length. Pretty good stats overall. 60 miles per hour. So yeah, pretty standard stuff. Let's give it a ride and see how the story takes place. All right, would you look at that? I like it. Now, I do want to test something here because there is a spot where we go to the ground, and I'm wondering if there was a guide for that, because generally we don't really have to follow these guides because they're mostly about the setup. But sometimes there's like an odd little guide that says, like, you know, sink this down or put some water here. Where was that? Here. So yeah, you don't have any guide there. Maybe it's just a bit of an oversight, but you know, whenever you're doing this, you're gonna have to sink that part down, which kind of messes up the building. I mean, obviously the pressure of that brush is way too strong. The size is too big too. So if we just push this bit down, that fixes it really. So maybe I would have just brought the track up a little higher, because whoever sets that up is going to miss that unless you have like a big arrow here or something like that, sink ground. So just something to watch out there. Now you did say I gave you some feedback on your previous creation. Why is my undo not working? I'm just gonna grab this and delete it. So looking at your previous creations, What do we have here? Macumba, Jester's Dance, Project Hamlet. I'm trying to remember which one you're referring to. The Jester's Dance? No, that one had a great sign. Anyways, I'm just going to disregard what you said there and just judge what we see here. I mean, I like the sign here. It's kind of simple. You did say that the font was made by somebody, so maybe you could have used like a little character or something, like the Lycan, a werewolf. Lighting looks good. The coaster ran great. It was a really fun track. It's all compact. I mean, you did a really good job at mushing all these buildings together. It's not easy to get a nice structure like this that looks good from all angles, and it definitely looks good from this angle, and then it's all kind of ripped apart on the inside with the coaster going through with some buildings over here. It's all kind of brought in together to give you almost like a medieval city feel, which I think is a superb job. The only thing I don't really like, I'm not a fan of, is this. You kind of like, how do I get my queue out of here? And you just shot it out the side. And I guess you had to deal with the coaster track there. What I probably would have done, you have your queue going up here, which looks clean, but the exit does not look clean. And once you have a path going over there, it's really funky looking. So with that said, I think it might have been possible to run the queue straight down and out and link it back to your garden here. So it comes out this way. That would have probably been the best way to go about doing it. It's just hard because you have to run the stairs down. So what you might need to actually do is have it coming, you have to get rid of part of this wall. So you're already coming down and you're already outside. That's just my personal preference. I mean, yeah, it's so weird when you have like walkways in the sky that just kind of shoot off the side. It doesn't feel very natural unless it's like an actual bridge or something going to something else. I think that's the only thing that bugs me though. I think everything about this is absolutely superb. You got lights flickering, you had werewolves howling, the whole feel of the Lycans there. So really awesome stuff. I really don't have a lot of feedback for you. If you guys have any pointers, feedback for Death by Suplex, leave a comment down below. And I don't have your rank showing up here. Why is that? He's a builder. I think you have enough creations on your workshop to take you above builder by now, for sure. And this is definitely above builder quality. So do apply for that workshop review, Death by Suplex, and you're gonna definitely be climbing up the ranks with the improvements between your creations are really starting to show. So good job. All right, let's check out the next coaster of the day. Twin Temples, created by Deanna L 2010, one of our Discord builders and golden patrons. Thank you so much for your support, Deanna. And here she says, hey yo, how's it going? This is my new coaster, which is quite small compared to what I usually submit. This is an Aztec style floorless launch coaster, which sits between two temples. Scenery and buildings are made by me or in game blueprints. I hope you enjoy this. I had fun putting it together. Thanks a million, Deanna. Boom. All right, I'm actually excited to check this one out further because we've featured Deanna a few times in the past, and she's always doing these gigantic park files, the crazy elaborate crazy things. I don't know if you guys remember like the tendrily landscape that she did in the last one. She's done some pretty crazy ideas out there, and this is, I think, I want to say her first actual blueprint that she's submitted to us. So let's take a closer look at it, shall we? All right, Twin Temples, here we go. We have a winged launch cloud runner, but it's train swapped for what looks like to be a floorless werewolf. Okay, that's interesting. So I think you're doing that just so you can get that launch mechanic, correct? So let's jump on it and talk about it after. All right, let's talk about it. There's some interesting elements with this coaster that I don't feel like I agree 100% with. It seems a little, we're launching out straight up, and then we come down this inversion, and then we go up. It's strange to have a block section like this into a launch in the air when the coaster's already going at like 50 miles per hour. It's stopping, and then it's launching again while it's already suspended in the air, and there's not a whole lot of supports going on there. So it just, something about this feels really off to me. I'm having a hard time articulating what I'm trying to say here. If anyone agrees or can explain it better for me, leave a comment down below. But then right after that happens, we do it again. I guess that's just drive tires, but that is so you can get multiple coasters running on here, I think. Let's close this down and see. Yeah, so you have the block section there. This actually isn't counting as a block section, which makes it even more strange, but this one is. So I kind of get that one. Yeah, something feels a little strange about it. It's just, I think what it is you're stopping the momentum and the flow of the coaster way too often, to the point where we never actually get to fully appreciate the coaster. And the actual coaster length here is 74 seconds, but 74 seconds with all the stopping. I bet you if you remove that, it'd be about 60 seconds. So I don't know if you need 3 trains running on this coaster at all times. And with that, if you tightened it up a little bit, you know, you could use that momentum coming down here. You could even have it launching just to get a little bit faster off the ground here, straight up in here, coming around. If you want, you could keep that one block section at the end. And I think that would still allow you to get 3, because this one isn't counted as one. So yeah, I think that part there being brought down would create a little bit more flow to the coaster, if that makes sense. So talking about the art aesthetics itself, because this is Deanna's first like major blueprint that I've seen from her, I think there's some things that we could talk about. First of all, your boarding station is just non-existent, and I would definitely try to do something. You have these beautiful temples that you've made over here and even here. Why not try to incorporate this into the boarding station, if that makes sense? Like that would right there would be a sick boarding station. Do you not agree? I think that's pretty sick. I mean, obviously you gotta place it a little bit better, but that tree's a little bit in the way. Maybe put that over to the side or something. And then with that, you can kind of reshape the coaster a little bit so it's not so awkward. Just hug it a little bit more so the supports aren't in the way. As it currently stands, yeah, it's just a couple trees there, and then we have queues running out the front. So could use some dressing up there. Your tree work, as you can see, you made groups. Yeah, I was just about to say you made a group, and it looks like the way you did this group, if we go in and edit the scenery group, you started with a clump like this, and you duplicated it, and then you grabbed that clump and you duplicated it, and then you turned it into a group, and then you took that and then you duplicated it. And you start to see what's happening here, right? There's a lot of repetition. You can see patterns, and you see that within the blueprint itself. You can see where the shadows are lining up. You can see the repetition in the pattern. So if you do a group cluster, the best way to start doing it is if you want to get real messy with it. So grab this one, rotate it, offset it a little bit, maybe push one right in the center, maybe put one out there a little bit, rotate it, you can even rotate it sideways a little bit, and then you get like a little bit messy with it. You can take that group if you want to save time and just rotate that a bit, maybe mush it into the other one and create some variation. And then if you want, you could even duplicate that and wedge it in somewhere else. Leave a couple holes in there, get messy with it, delete a couple of them, you know, and rotate that. And even if it's mirrored but rotated, you won't really see the repetition. And if you want, you could just grab some oddballs, put them in the middle, drop them down. Also change the height of a few just to create some randomization, push some into the ground a little bit, and already you can see there's nothing repeating itself, and it looks a little bit more messy and random, where this is feeling very man-made and repetitive, if that makes sense. So I would just like switch it up. I also don't feel like it needs this much just shrubbery. If you want to go for that overgrown feel, you're going to need more trees, some, you know, rocks, some dirt, some hanging vines, you know, string some vines up between the coaster to the trees, or, you know, hang some moss coming from this launch here, hang some moss off some of the coasters, put some more of these trees about, and just create that randomness again. Try to find the different pieces from the jungle or adventure pack and really try to switch it up. Anything else? Let's take a look at your nighttime lighting. Some on the temple, they look good. It's torches, nothing out of the ordinary there. It's very subtle, nice. I don't think it needs any more lighting. I think the one thing that's missing is some light calling you into the boarding station. You got to remember, as a guest, you want to draw your guests in. And as a guest, I would be kind of headed towards one of these temples, or if I'm looking at it from the backside, I'd be drawn into going in here. But then obviously it's overgrown and it's not, you have to do some bushwhacking to go through there. So I do think this temple here is really nice and it serves as a boarding station. And I think the lighting is just about right. I think all you need to do is really work on your nature, your scenery, your foliage. Take that to the next level and play around with your coaster design a little bit. You know, while you're working on your coaster layout, get some help. There's some wonderful coaster designers in the community. Give it a ride. Be like, hey, what do you think of this? Throw up a POV or something. Take a quick like a render blast or something from it, or give them the workshop file and say, can you ride this? And just give them the actual track itself, and then maybe they can help you with certain parts, work out some of the kinks before you start theming it all. And with that, even when you get the theming in, you might want to make adjustments to the coaster after. Like I said, if you have a boarding station here, it might be a little bit weird if the coaster's hanging over it and it's not quite centered. You know, you'd want to have that track either more central to it. Oh, I guess I'm moving the station too, but you get my point. So yeah, utilize the Discord community. They are there to help you and push your coaster along the way. No shame in getting help as you're working at your craft. But a big improvement from Deanna here. I like the fact that you came forward with a blueprint coaster, and I like to see what you do next, so keep it up, Deanna. All right, let's check out the last creation of the day. Jumbo, created by one of our Discord legend builders, Sublines and Diamond Patron. Thank you so much for your support, Sublines. And here they say, when a local entrepreneur woke up one morning and found a deprecated jumbo jet on his front lawn, one thought came to mind: I should turn this into a roller coaster, he proclaimed, and thus he did. Jumbo is a 4K blueprint set around a Boeing 747, starting off in the departure hall. Twist and turn around the airplane and make your way back to the terminal for deplaning after your ride. Hope you enjoy. Boom. All right, we actually saw something very similar to this from Sublines about a week ago with the supersonic coaster using a jet instead. So let's take a closer look at this. It's a fun concept, similar to his last one. And we have a launched F25 drive tire coaster, green across the board, max speeds 60 miles per hour. Don't know if that's going to be enough to get us into the air, but it should still be a fun ride. Okay, there it is. Very fun coaster, very similar to the last one we saw with Supersonic. I guess congrats on your legend rank, Sublines, because you are showing up as a legend, and I kept on saying in the previous videos, we're gonna have to make you a legend, and I was hoping to promote you myself during the workshop review, so whoever promoted you never ran it by me, but I guess you definitely deserve it, and I was gonna do it anyways, but I kind of wanted to be the person to do it. Anyways, congratulations, and definitely deserving of a legend legend there. I want to say, like, you know, with this coaster and your last one, one thing that I would kind of request or like to have seen is them just going a little bit faster for that, you know, that feeling of flight, the jet especially, supersonic. I'd like to see the coasters just going a little bit faster, but the layouts, the tracks, the artistic polish gone into it, the airport, it's all legendary creation and absolutely amazing stuff. So absolutely no feedback for you here today. It's always a treat featuring your stuff, Sublines. Again, congratulations on the legend rank. Give some love to Sublines down in the comments, everybody, as he definitely deserves that legend rank. And with that said, that's gonna do it for me here today, everybody. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more daily Planet Coaster videos. If you would like to support the show, please do check out my Patreon page. Any support is appreciated, and be sure to leave a comment down below for each of the creators. Lycan, Death by Suplex created Lycan, Deanna created Twin Temples, and Sublines created Jumbo. If you have any feedback, comments, or suggestions to these creators, leave them down below. Also, if you would like to download them, there's links down in the description to check those out and put them in your parks. And with that said, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.